What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Retro Hoop Collectibles. This is our Wednesday PSA update. I'm pretty excited because even though it might not seem any different to you guys currently, what's going on with the way I'm set up here, I got a bunch of cool stuff to show y'all here in a little bit. So I'm pretty excited. Again, this is our weekly update. I do this every Wednesday, 6 p.m. If you've been watching, you've been following along with this series, I appreciate you. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because I do this, again, like I said, every week. And actually, PSA did pretty good on their numbers this week, so we'll get into that in a second. So yeah, like and subscribe. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, check out Retro Hoop Breaks on Instagram. Also, Collect 3D Prints on Instagram. They're responsible for all these beautiful cases that are up on the walls. It's the reason why I have all my stuff displayed and not sitting in boxes. There's a affiliate link in the description if you guys want to pick up some of the cases. You guys know I've been talking about them forever. I love them. So you guys go check them out on Instagram at Collect 3D Prints. You can also hit the link in the description. It'll take you to their website. You can pick out all your stuff there. So like I said, pretty exciting this week because you guys can't tell, but I have a whole new desk here. I have a whole new setup here. And we'll get into some of the particulars at the end of the video. So just stick around for that because it's like some pretty exciting stuff. I mean, it may not be exciting for you, but it's pretty exciting for me because it's going to set up what we're going to do on the channel going forward. With some of the other things that I've been wanting to do. I just didn't have the setup for it. Now I do. And so things are going to get kicking off here a little bit better. So that being said, let's go to the update for this week. PSA did really good. They're kind of back into form where they were at their peak. So the peak was almost 190,000. They did 186,000 last week. So that was ending on the 5th. So the week of the... what would make that the week of the 30th, the 30th through the 5th. So when I took that snapshot, so 186,000 cards, which is pretty good because, like I said, that's back to where they were. Hopefully, they can continue the upward trajectory of what they were doing because they were doing pretty good. I mean, they were pretty solid and on their way to doing about 200,000 a week, which is a lot of cards. The only thing that we don't really know right now is how many orders they're getting. I'm assuming not as many as they would have been at the bulk pricing and some of the cheaper pricing for PSA submissions. But that's kind of the only thing that we've always speculated on. But they are cranking out a lot, so it's good to see. I'm happy to see. It seems that they're kind of recovering from being at a really low right before the National, during the National, and even after the National. And then, with vacations and COVID spike and all this other stuff, they kind of were hurting there for the last couple weeks, and then they just picked it up massively in this week here. So pretty excited to see what happens next week. I mean, I had predicted they'd jump from 165 to 175, a little bit more of a gradual jump. Which leads me to believe, I mean, if you look at kind of the pattern, it was 140, then 160, then 180. Next week, would be a little bit more telling to me if they do another week of 180, 185. That tells me that that's probably where they're capped out at in terms of resources and people that they have and all that stuff. So that's probably where they're going to be capped. And then in order to go higher than that, they're going to have to do some hiring and some onboarding and all that stuff. So, but I mean, good. It's a good sign. It's a good sign. It means that they're kind of getting back in gear and hopefully, be able to, start cranking out cards faster. I know every time, one of the things I like about doing this every week is that every time I do this, I ask you guys in the comments to tell me, if you have, any big orders that have surpassed a year. And when I say a year, I mean a year from the moment that PSA checked them in to the system. Because I know that there can be maybe like a month or 2 month gap between the time that you shipped them out and that maybe your USPS tracking or UPS tracking says that they got them versus when they actually checked them in. So this week in the comments, if you have an order that has been checked in and it's been a year since it was checked in, I'm really curious to know what that is and then what the service level on that is, because I'm just curious because mine is gonna be. I'm still a little ways away from a full year, but I'm going on 11 months now. No, I'm going on a little under 10 months now. So, we'll see. But, I'm just trying to figure out whether a year wait time is what everybody should be looking at and should be expecting. And then also the other thing that I've been getting a lot of comments from you guys and a lot of messages and emails and stuff like that is how out of order a lot of your orders are, right? So you're getting orders that have been sitting there for very long with only a handful of cards in them, getting skipped over by larger orders that got there later, that are already in a more advanced stage of the process, and some of them even getting shipped out of sequence. So if that's the case, let me know too. I'm always just curious about that kind of stuff because that really tells the story about the organization that's going on there in terms of orders. And then it just really throws things off in terms of their supposed complete through dates. So not really much has moved as far as the complete through dates. The bulk of it's going to be here in the value. We're still looking at November, December, and then October for you Pokemon folks or Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic. And then quarterly specials is just a dragging along. And if you really think about it, I mean, as I was looking at some of this stuff, your vouchers, your collector club vouchers, your quarterly specials, the values, all this other stuff, that's going to be things that they have in their books at like $9 a card. So your express, your regular, even your super express, obviously those are the big dollar, high dollar stuff. The walkthrough stuff is obviously going to be a lot more. So they're making a lot more money here than they would be here. And then according to their backlog percentage, 85% of the backlog that they have lies within these four services here. So you can expect them to really focus and hone in on this stuff here because it's going to turn a better profit for them, and then get to this stuff whenever they can. So if you're like me, I'm hanging on here, I think. If you're in these four value ultra modern, modern, vintage, or TCG, it's going to be a while before you get your stuff back. So, but again, not much has changed on any of this. I don't really expect it to change on any of this. It's been pretty stagnant from the last time we pulled this up. I think the last snapshot I did was 2 weeks ago. So, so this is 9. Here we go. That's good. That's what it looks like right there. So, if you really look at the value ultra modern, it was 1110. It's 1123. I mean, the percentages have changed a little bit. Value modern actually has made a pretty good jump. They were through October. Now they're almost through November with 1126. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Pretty significant jump in modern and vintage. But again, this was from 2 weeks ago. So this is 8/17. Today's the 7th or the 8th. Not really much for reholders. Those of you who got reholders, man, you're going to be stuck. Yeah, but again, I'm getting so much back from you guys that your orders are getting shipped out of sequence that I almost wonder where a lot of this is laying, right? And it's possible that, in this November, they have a ton of orders that are stuck, maybe in research, maybe in like a bunch of different places, and they're just not coming through. So they still have some orders that are like being finished in November, but they're already into December. Maybe they've already gotten halfway through December. They might even be 99% done with December with a couple of straggler orders in December, and then already working on January. So there's all kinds of scenarios that can be going on here, which is why, the CTD is not really the best thing ever. Not really anything new on their website. So anyway, so I'll leave it with that. PSA did pretty good this week. Hopefully they're back on track. and hopefully we'll see next week if they do better or if they stay right about the same, that 185,000 average, which they were at previous to the national. If that's the case, then that's probably what we can expect going forward until they hire some more people. So those of you that are here for the update, that's the update for this week. Again, pretty good from PSA. Now, I did want to share something with you guys. So, in the camera here, as you're looking at me, there's not really much has changed. It's all pretty much the same. I mean, you see the microphone back here. I did have the microphone mounted overhead, but I didn't really like the way it sounded, so I moved it. I moved it here. Hopefully, this is a little bit better audio that you guys are getting. But I wanted to show you guys this. So this is my new mat. This is where we're going to be opening up stuff from now on. I'm pretty excited about this. I don't know why this is like, it's like a really big deal for me, because this is kind of like really a small thing, but it's pretty badass because it's like, that's my logo right there, you know? So it's like, it's pretty dope that it's kind of, it's here now, right? It's like, it's all here, and it's like, this is legit now. We're legit now. So I'm pretty happy about this. This is an awesome brake mat that I got. I've had it for a while. Those of you that have been in the live streams, you've seen me kind of pull it out and show it to you guys. But this is what it looks like on the table, live and in living color. And I'm pretty excited about it. I don't know. This is something silly that I'm excited about, but I'm excited about it. So, so yeah, we moved a couple of things around, and I put a bigger table here, so I have more of a table as opposed to like a smaller, like little desk that I had here before. So there's much more room for activities. And then the other thing that I have, which I'll show you guys, I'm gonna get this set up real quick. Is going to be part of a series or a series of stuff that my brother kind of said, hey man, you should, you know, I'd be kind of interesting to do this, right? And so I was like, yeah, you know what, that is kind of cool. Let me pick up some stuff. So you guys always hear me talking about PSA, SGC, BGS, and all that other stuff, and whether or not the grading is accurate and all that other stuff. And so I think it'd be kind of cool to take some already graded cards and just take a look at them under a microscope. So that's exactly what I've done here. So this little doohickey here, it's basically just a USB camera microphone. I bought it on Amazon for like 20 bucks. And we'll be able to look at cards like in ridiculous detail, just to kind of see what the cards look like. So I think this is cool. You guys have seen me kind of like half-ass do it with like my phone and using the eyeglass or the magnifier, the loop. But I figured I'd just get like a dedicated little camera, and this thing's pretty badass. I mean, it's like, it gets in there pretty good. So we can see corners and stuff like that. So the main thing that I want to do with this is I want to be able to get slabs and look at them in a microscope and see whether or not, based on, and we're going to do this, you know, in a video, in a specific video, where I'm going to take one slab, and we're really going to scrutinize that one slab. And then based on the grade that it got, and based on the description of what that grade should be according to the grading company on their website. So if it's a PSA 9, we're going to go look at the description of what a PSA 9 should be, and then I'm going to look at it under the microscope, and we're going to look at it together, and then as a group collectively decide whether or not that card got what it deserved. So I'm going to do it for everything. PSA, BGS, SGC, HGA. We're going to do them all, because I think we haven't really taken the time to look at those slabs objectively and really under a microscope and things like that, because oftentimes I get accused of going, like, looking at videos, which is kind of true. There's some truth to that. I'll look at somebody's video and go, oh, that should have got an 8, or that should have been a 9, and it got a 5, you know. So like, we don't really know until we have one in hand. So you know, I got this one, for example. This is a rookie card, Deshaun Watson rookie card. So, you know, we could look at things like corners, like this got a 10, but if you look at that, if you look at the edge, I mean, anyway, that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about here. Okay. So I'm pretty excited. It's just like a lot of like really funky stuff that I've been picking up and just really planning in my head. And then I just finally was able to sit down and put all this together and get it executed and put together. And then hopefully this will allow me to bring you guys more videos of much cooler stuff. So I hope you're excited because I'm excited. And I think that's going to do it. I made this one a little bit longer just because I wanted to give you guys the update on what I've been doing with this setup and stuff. But other than that, that's going to do it. PSA did pretty good this week. Not really much else to say about that. Their complete through dates are still all over the place. And according to the DMs and the emails that I'm getting from you guys, they're shipping all over the place. So we'll see. It is what it is. Thank you guys again for watching. If you've been watching this series for as long as I've been doing, I appreciate you. Again, drop a like, hit the subscribe button if you want to keep watching this kind of stuff. And we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.